Good day, teachers. Today we are going to continue with our lessons on 3D objects, properties of 3D objects for grade 4s. What we need to do when we are dealing with this lesson, you can see that the objective that we are looking at is to direct the learners into identifying whether a 3D object has got flat or curved surfaces. Right. What is of utmost important is that you need to have your real 3D object, which learners can manipulate. Like, for example, I do have these ones, a cube with me here. Give them out to learners. Let your learners touch them. Let your learners slide them on the table so that they can be able to see whether the 3D object can slide, so that they can conclude that its faces are flat, whether the 3D object can roll, so that they can conclude that the face is curved. And then, for example, this is a cylinder. If you place it on this face, it cannot roll. So these are the things that learners need to be aware of. Direct them to the property that you want them to identify, the property that you want them to work with. Yes, you can give your learners enough time to explore these 3D objects so that they can see which is which, and then they can be able to tell the surfaces, they can be able to tell whether they are flat or they are curved. Right? Once you are satisfied that your learners can be able to manipulate and work with these 3D objects, present the pictorial representation of your 3D object. Now, you bring the pictorial views of your 3D object. Now, the aim here is to link the picture to the real object. The learner has already touched this. The learner has already explored this. And it is easy for them to link this cylinder to the real cylinder that they've been working with. This is the most important thing. Why is it most important? Because there is this problem that most of us teachers, maybe for the need, for fear of being left behind by the curriculum, we tend to start our lessons from here. What we don't know, that there are some of those learners, when they see this, let's say, for example, this rectangular prism, to them, if you present it like this, without having started from here, and then you ask them, they will only be seeing 1, 2, 3 faces only. Some of them cannot comprehend, cannot even see that on the other side, there is another face, there is another face, there is another face. So these are some of the things that we as teachers need to be guard against, because starting from here usually creates some misconceptions, and these are the misconceptions that we want to do away with. We don't want to make sure, we don't want our learners to have these misconceptions. So that is why it is important that we need to have these manipulatives. We start from there and then we move to here. So once we have done this, then you can expose your learners to a number of activities. For example, here I've got one such activity where a learner is supposed to identify a 3D object. Here it is, which is a rectangular prism. So the learner is able to say whether it has only flat surfaces. Like now, you can see this rectangular prism has only has only flat surfaces. So once we are done with this, expose your learners to as many such activities as possible. Your learner book will help you with such activities. Your learner workbook will help you with such activities. You can even review this. Now, for example, a table like this can go with pictures of this real object. But for those learners that you think are slow, they need to catch up, instead of putting pictures, provide them with a real object so that when they fill up this table, they have this real object with them. I hope this will be able to be of help to most of you teachers. Thank you and good day.